Well, happening now, New Mexico falls to the bottom of the list when it comes to the well-being of many of our kids. That is according to a new study that is just out this morning. Matt has been following the developments. Not good news here, Matt.
No, not at all. In fact, pardon a cliche here, Elizabeth, but this really is going from bad to worse. New Mexico is now ranked dead last in the latest Kids Count data book. It's from the Annie E. Casey Foundation. The study looks at 16 different things that affect kids' well-being, including education and health. Kids Count says a big reason New Mexico dropped to last place, we're 50th in the whole country, is because the state is still struggling to recover from the recession, and more children are living in poverty. In fact, almost 1 in 4 kids here in New Mexico are growing up in poverty. It's extremely disheartening. New Mexico was 49th last year and switched places with Mississippi to be the lowest ranked state in the study. Nevada and Arizona are next on the list. Elizabeth.
All right, thank you for that, Matt. Well, the study also says that Mississippi has done a lot to improve the quality of life for kids there, and that is the reason it moved up. Hear more about the study later today right here on News 13. If you are on the hunt for a job this morning, it could be some good news headed your way. New Mexico is showing growth when it comes to jobs. State labor officials say between last month and May 2012, New Mexico gained nearly 8,000 jobs. It's been 5 years since the state showed a job gain at 1% or more. The Department of Workforce Solutions says New Mexico's economy may be gathering momentum.
It is now week number 3 in the murder trial of a former Albuquerque police officer. Levi Chavez is facing first-degree murder charges, accused of killing his wife Tara and making it look like a suicide. However, Levi says she was depressed and killed herself. Last week, we heard from a number of people both Levi and Tara were having affairs with, including Albuquerque police officer Nick Wheeler. Today, his wife is expected to take the stand. We'll be in court. We'll let you know what happens. Also this morning, we could find out if Phillip Garcia is guilty of kidnapping a little girl in Albuquerque 2 years ago. Prosecutors say he pushed a 6-year-old girl into his van back in August of 2011, then took off. Police say a neighbor chased Garcia. He crashed the van and a little girl was found safe inside. In closing arguments on Friday, prosecutors told the jury there's no sensible reason why Garcia would have had the girl with him. But his attorneys say there's no real proof of that, and the tie-down straps and clear tape found in his van don't prove anything.
Who has a 6-year-old little girl in their van who's a complete stranger to them and also has a black backpack with a Leatherman and an orange strap and tape and a glove?
Phillip Garcia is also charged with child abuse and reckless driving. We'll let you know when the jury reaches a verdict.
Albuquerque police say they have yet to charge anyone in a weekend fatal shooting that may have started with a domestic dispute, and investigators right now apparently are not looking for any other suspects. The shooting happened Sunday morning at a home off of Zunalona Northeast. That is near Wantabo and Central. Police say a man was shot inside the home. They say the man's girlfriend is now facing questions from Albuquerque police about what happened, but she hasn't been charged. Neither the man or woman's identity have been released. Neighbors were shocked over what may have happened.
This situation, this is completely different. This is something, it ain't never happened since I've been here for 2 years.
Police are continuing to investigate the circumstances behind the shooting. Police in Albuquerque also still looking for suspects in 2 murders that happened last week. The most recent happened on Friday night when police say 41-year-old Peter Ruffing was shot to death inside of a home near Central in Louisiana. Police say the suspects, all men, walked into the home and shots were fired. Detectives are looking for a white Ford Crown Victoria. And in an unrelated case, police are still looking for this man, Ricardo Villanueva Cordova. He is suspected of stabbing his neighbor, Michael Sanchez, over a barking dog dispute. Police say he told his girlfriend he found the dog injured Tuesday and believed Sanchez ran it over. Now, friends of Sanchez helped raise money for his family yesterday and say there is no proof Sanchez injured the dog, which, by the way, is expected to be okay. Happening now, it is something that can happen to you at any moment, anywhere, and it can really mess up your life.
Yeah, we're talking about identity theft, and this morning there is some good news with it. Cases in Albuquerque and New Mexico are dropping. We went from 16th in the country in 2011 to 18th last year, and experts think it's because people are wising up to scams.
It could be something that haunts you for years. There's many individuals who I've heard their testimonials that they've been a victim, maybe 10 years ago, somebody opened up lines of credit when they were a child, and then now that they are an adult and they'd like to get, buy a house, finance a car, things that, we may take for granted if we have good credit, and they can't do that as easily as someone who has perfect credit.
Well, today, local, regional, and state law enforcement leaders are going to a free identity theft summit to learn more about it and ways to keep you safe. Well, the silver fire down in the Gila keeps on growing thanks to dry, windy weather. The fire grew by about 20,000 acres just this weekend and has now scorched 70,000 acres. That's about 110 square miles. At the same time, it is just 20% contained. More than 500 firefighters are battling the flames. They think they have got Kingston protected and now are allowing people back to their homes there. Certainly hope so. All right,
Yeah.
with the silver fire and others all around New Mexico, plus the threat for more, a lot of people are wondering what they do with their pets if they had to evacuate.
Yeah, Bernalillo County wants you to know it has you covered in cases like the Las Conchas fire 2 years ago. Many people refused to evacuate because they just didn't want to leave their pets behind. Most shelters set up are for evacuated residents, but they don't allow animals, and that's why several agencies in Bernalillo County have practiced what they would do for people with pets over the weekend.
You don't want to make mistakes when it involves real people. So this becomes our first opportunity to practice and get it right or even get it wrong and then correct those mistakes.
Bernalillo County Animal Care Services says there is enough room for more than 100 animals at their building in Southwest Albuquerque. They even use grant money to buy trailers to transport livestock. Now, the county is looking for volunteers to train to help maintain an animal shelter in the event of an emergency.
I hear so much about people not wanting to leave their homes because of their pets. They're worried
Yeah.
about where they can take them. A lot of shelters don't allow them there, so this solves that problem.
Absolutely.